الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. الحمد لله نحمده ونشكره نستعين به نستهديه ونستغفره نعوذ به سبحانه وتعالى من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. عباد الله، أنصحكم ونفسي الآثمة بتقوى الله، أحثكم وإياها على طاعته، أحذركم وإياها وبال مخالفته جل وعلا ومعصيته. أما بعد، الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر، لا إله إلا الله، الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. لبيك اللهم لبيك، لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك، إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. لبيك اللهم لبيك، لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك، إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. لبيك اللهم لبيك، لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك، إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. This is what Eid al-Adha reminds us with. Brings us back to the Tawheed. Brings us back to Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik. The answering the call of Allah. Labbaik ya Allah. Allah is calling us. Ya ibadi alladhina amanu. قل يا عبادي الذين أسرفوا على أنفسهم. يا عبادي. All these things when Allah Ta'ala is telling us, يا عبادي, oh my slaves. لبيك يا رب. لبيك اللهم لبيك. لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك. All these things that we are thinking out there that exist, nothing exists in reality but Allah Azza wa Jal, in the meaning that Allah is the only creator subhanahu wa ta'ala. We go through many things in the Quran about these things. We don't want to make this long because today is Eid. Like among the aspects of Eid and Eid al-Adha, obviously, as you know, especially is the takbir. The takbir is not about saying Allahu Akbar only. The takbir is about experiencing Allahu Akbar. You bring in yourself the meanings of Allahu Akbar. Allah is greater than everything that you think is great. Allah is greater than every difficulty that you have. Allah is greater than every illness or disease that you have. Allah is greater than any debt that you have. Allah is greater than any concern that you have. Allah is greater than any problem that you may have. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. To restore back the balance to La ilaha illallah. Because we sometimes tend to raise or erect figures or things or whatever it is, and we think that they can do, we think that they can harm, we think that they can benefit, we think that they can do this or that, even in a relative way, as a cause and effect. Allah Ta'ala is bringing us back in Eid al-Adha to go back to Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. On any power, Allahu Akbar. On any might, Allah is Akbar. On anything, Allah is Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. And only to Allah is alhamd, only to Allah is the praise, only to Allah is all al-thana'ul hasan, and the thanks to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. Taban, today we have a lot to be thankful for. All of us we have a lot to be thankful for. I always say, I remember we said, in the old days, kings used to dream to live the life we live today. Kings used to dream, not used to actually live it. Because remember, in the old days, the kings would have to have, today we need to put the air conditioners a little bit lower. But in the old days, the king had to have someone with a fan, a manual fan, going like this above his head the whole time. Today, you turn on the AC. In the old days, the kings even had to walk on the horse, and they get dusty and all these things. Today Allah gave you cars and Allah gave you all these things. Many things in the old days that they used to have. In the old days, kings used to be the one that eat meat all the time. Today everyone is eating meat. Now we're trying not to eat meat. Because the faqir used to eat lentils, right? Chapati and dal, that's what you eat. Basically bread and lentils, ades yani. Lahm, the lahm of the faqir. They say this is the meat of the faqir, meat, lentils, protein, saying. Today now they're coming back to the philosophy of the old masakin and fuqara, because they say no, the lentils have much better protein than the meat. Meat is making you sick. Now let's go to live like a miskin. Well, that's what it is, living like a miskin. Miskin in the sense, not miskin in the sense of naive, not miskin in the sense of uneducated, not miskin in the sense of poor necessarily, like a miskin in the sense of feeling and experiencing the need to Allah, the Lord of all, and the not neediness to anyone but Allah Azza wa Jal. Among the aspects I want to say about Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam today, because we are celebrating Sayyidina Ibrahim, our father, all of our father Ibrahim, Batal al-Tawheed, the hero of Tawheed from Quran al-Kareem. A couple of things. As you know, when Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam said to Allah, Inni dhahibun ila Rabbi sayahdeen, and then he says, Qala Rabbi habli min as-salihin. Before Sayyidina Ibrahim had Ismail, he made dua. The dua is, Ya Allah, habli min as-salihin. Give me a salih child. Notice. Habli min as-salihin, dua of Ibrahim. Today, those of us who want to have children, we say, Allah, give us children. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam said what? Rabbi habli min as-salihin. Ya Allah, give me pious children. Not just children, pious children. But that also, what does it tell you if you want to go into now the mindset of Sayyidina Ibrahim al-Khalil salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi wa alayhi? What do you see in that? You see that the most important thing for Sayyidina Ibrahim al-Khalil is that his children are what? Salihin. That's the main thing. The main thing of Sayyidina Ibrahim is what? Ya Allah, my main concern is my children are salihin. What does salihin mean? Good children. Yani good son, good daughter, good father. They become eventually good father. They become good mother. They become good sister. They become good brother. They become good cousin. They become good uncle. They become good aunt. They become good citizens. Good people. Habli min as-salihin. The investment, many people do investments in this world. People invest in their careers, people invest in properties, people invest in cars, people invest in businesses, people invest in stocks, people invest in assets. Lots of people spend their life, people invest in ilm. Lots of people spend lots of things in life investing. Like, and oftentimes people, especially in nowadays time, they forget about the biggest investment, which is what? Their children. They do a good investment with stocks and the market, but they forget to make good the most important investment, which is their own children. And that's something we're all guilty of, and we need to pay attention. This is what Ibrahim al-Khalil alayhi salatu wasalam is leading us today in the Eid of Al-Adha to understand that your biggest investment is not how much that checking account or that saving account or the assets that you may have. All these things will be nothing once you die. You will not be able to use a penny of them, and you will have to answer for every penny of them. One. Number two, the biggest investment you left behind is those children. Are they min as-salihin? Or are they not? Or you didn't have time to invest in them, but you had time to invest in every other thing of the dunya, which is a short-term investment, and this is a long-term investment that will always be with you. That's one thing of Ibrahim al-Khalil in this day, because this day we're not celebrating only Ibrahim al-Khalil, we're celebrating also Ismail al-Dhabih alayhi salam. Both. The upbringing of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, and also the adab and the akhlaq and the salah and the deen of Sayyidina Ismail alayhi salatu wassalam. And you see how when Sayyidina Ibrahim went and told him, قَالَ يَا بُنَيَّ, O my beloved son, إِنِّي أَرَى فِي الْمَنَامِ أَنِّي أَذْبَحُكَ, I see in this dream that I am offering you. فَانظُرْ مَاذَا تَرَى, what should we do? قَالَ يَا أَبَتِ افْعَلْ مَا تُؤْمَرْ, he says, oh beloved father, do whatever Allah commands you to do. Whatever it is that Allah commands you to do. This shows you what kind of the understanding of Ismail alayhi salam as a young person. still a young man, he's telling his father, "Oh father, whatever Allah orders you to do, you do. I believe in Allah and I believe in the wisdom of Allah, and my iman in Allah is so strong, no matter, and so correct, no matter what Allah orders you, this is the right thing to do." This is the relationship today in the world that we are losing and forgetting. Because today in the world we're going from the me, from the we to me. It's becoming only me. Unfortunately, this is also hitting parents and hitting people, because it's me rather than the we. Versus Islam always asks us to consider the we before the me. Iyyaka na'bud, not iyyaka na'bud. Afwan, iyyaka na'bud, not iyyaka a'bud. Wa iyyaka nasta'een, not iyyaka asta'een. You we worship, you we seek help from. Always general, even in the salah. You say, Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi. Not only alayna. Alayna is not only important. What's the point if the peace is only on you? It's always not to me. Like Assalamu alayna wa what else? You don't stop here. Like you say what? Wa ala ibadillahi salihin. May the peace from Allah come not only on us, but also on all the salihin. This is a benefit for us more than for the salihin. Why? Because in this dua, Allah assembles you with the salihin, even if you're not among them. Even if we're not among them, when you say Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi salihin, you're taking the me and you're putting it part of the we. And even if you're not among the salihin, you are considered now among them, at least in the sense of this dua. That's the whole point here. And today we need to pay attention to these things, to this issue between the parents and the children, and the children and the parents. And that's why you see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran al-Kareem, He talks about the shirk. Ya bunayya la tushrik billah. Inna ash-shirka la dhulmun azim. And then He says, وَوَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ. Do not commit shirk. And then Allah ta'ala says, which means you should be good to your parents. Good to your parents. After shirk, disbelieving in Allah, and then parents, of course. Parents. And that keeps the cohesion of the family and society. Keeps a direction for family and society. It's a we direction rather than a me direction, and there's a million direction. When there is a we, it's a one direction for many. When there is a me, it's many directions, or one direction for each, and everyone goes their own different ways. And tarbiyah today, in the story of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, and the story of Ismail, comes that the first thing we ought to invest in is the salah. Rabbi habli min as-salihin, the piety of those children. Education is extremely important, but what good is education without akhlaq? You tell me. I mean, it's not even education anymore. It's just information now. Education without akhlaq is only information, not education. What's the point that someone has all kinds of degrees and his treatment with his father or his mother is not worthy, not up to standards? When Allah Ta'ala said, وَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفْ. Do not even say uff to them. وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. And don't speak roughly to them. And if you do, وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. If you speak to them قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. An honorable way, an honorable thing that you should do. That's why the man came to the Prophet ﷺ and told him, Ya Rasulullah, مَنْ أَحَقُّ النَّاسِ بِحُسْنِ صَحَابَتِ. Who is the people that I should be give the best company to? Friends? Because today some people treat their friends better than they treat their parents. They listen to their friends more than they listen to their parents. Now, Habibi, nobody loves you more than your father and mother. From the current people, except Rasulullah ﷺ loves you. Who loves you more? Who wishes for you always good, even when they're wrong, more than your father and mother? That's why the Prophet ﷺ is telling him what? He says, your mother, your father. Right? And therefore, hadith اللي رواه Imam Muslim في الصحيح also. قال إن أبر البر. Bir means the helm of piety. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying أبر البر. The helm of the top of piety. صلة الولد أهل ود أبي. That the son is kind to those who were kind to his father when he was living. Not you are kind to your father's friends now only. No, no, no. That you are kind to your father's friends even after your father dies. Abar al-bir. You may not know them, you may have never heard of them, you may have never seen them ever. You were too young. Lakin you heard definitively that this person had wit, had love for your father, had appreciation. Then abar al-bir. The Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam telling us the best of bir is that you are kind to those people out of being kind, that they used to be kind to your father. This is part of our iman, my dear beloved brothers and sisters. That's why Imam al-Tirmidhi ibn Hibban في صحيحه ووصل الحاكم authenticated with hadith Hasan عن أبي أسيد, on the authority of Abu Usaid رضي الله عنه, one of the Sahaba. قال جاء رجل من بني سليم, a man from Bani Sulaym came to the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, one of the tribes, Bani Sulaym. He says, Ya Rasulullah, inna abawayya qad halaka. My two parents have died. He told them, I was always good with them. I served them. I was good with them. I never said uff to them. Right? You know, the birrul walidain is not just a success in the akhirah. Success in the dunya as well. Hadith al-Bukhari, Muslim, you know about those three people who they were in the cave, and all of a sudden big storm and rain, a lot of rain came, and the stone actually fell down from the mountain and closed the outlet, the only outlet of the cave. Al-Hadith al-Sahih. And they scrambled now what to do. Death is imminent. There's no way they can get out of the cave. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam tells us. And they scrambled, and the only thing they found is that they should try to ask Allah by one good deed they made in their whole life. Imagine somebody 20, 30 years old, 40 years old, scrambling through his whole life to look only for one deed that he did with ikhlas. And everyone only found one. And he says, if you find one, then ask Allah, say, Ya Allah, if you knew I was doing this with sincerity and ikhlas, then open this, allow us to live and open this cave for us. One of them, one of the three, and that's how the stone was opened, by itself, by Allah's will, he said, Ya Allah, you know that I used to always work the whole day and bring laban, bring milk to my two old parents. وَكَانَ لِي أَبَوَانْ شَيْخَانِ كَبِيرَانِ. I used to have two old parents. Notice hadith says old parents. Why? Because when parents are young, they can take care of themselves. In fact, when parents are young, they took care of you. But now when they're old, they need you to take care of them. For this hadith, he says, I had two old parents, and I used to work the whole day, and at the end of the day, I come and I bring the milk for them so they can drink. And one day I was late at work, I couldn't come, and when I arrived with the milk, they were already sleeping. The man says, Ya Allah, you knew that I stood the whole night with the jug of milk, standing on my feet while they were sleeping until they opened their eyes in Fajr. Then I gave them that milk to drink. Ya Allah, if you knew that I did it for your sake, then allow the stone to be moved. And the stone moved. That tells you what? Birrul walidain helps you in the dunya, not just in the akhirah. Not just will save you in the akhirah. No, to help you right here in the dunya. What comes around goes around. You know this. Anyway, let me finish with this hadith so we finish. The hadith, he says, and this man came to the Prophet and he said, Ya Rasulullah, they died. Is there anything I can do for them after they died? Now, I served them while I was living. Do I need to still be good to my parents after they died? قال نعم. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told him, of course you have to be. He says, what do I do? قال الصلاة عليهما. You make always dua for them. وَالْإِسْتِغْفَارُ لَهُمَا. And you ask Allah Ta'ala to forgive them. وَإِنْفَاذُ عُهُودِهِمَا. And you fulfill what they asked you to fulfill. You promise them to fulfill. You fulfill what they promised you. وَإِكْرَامُ صَدِيقِهِمَا. And you are good to those who are with their friends. Right? All these things. وَصِلَةُ رَحِيمِهِمَا. And you have to be kind to all their relatives, because the only reason you had relatives is because of your parents. Today, when we look at the story of Ibrahim and Ismail, this is what we remember, my dear beloved brothers. Last thing I want to say, among the things they say, Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, when he used to wake up and wants to leave, he knocks on the door of his mother. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, Sahabi, you all know him, Rawiyat al-Islam. He says, Assalamu alayki ya umma Abi Hurairah. Assalamu alaykum, O mother of Abu Hurairah. Rahimaki ta'ala. May Allah grant you mercy for all the things that you have done to me. And she would reply to him, Wa alaykum assalam ya Abu Hurairah. May Allah ta'ala give you His mercy for being a good son. Imam Zayn al-Abidin Ali ibn Hussein, allegedly in some of the narrations they used to say that when he would sit and eat with his parent, he would not put his fingers right away. And they asked him, why don't you go and eat along with your mother right away? He says, I worry that my fingers will pick a bite that her eyes looked at before my hands saw. Or my hands pick it before she picks it, but her eyes looked at it first. These are many of the things in the Tabi'een, Salihin, all these things. This is among the things that we learn. A big lesson we learned from Ibrahim and Ismail is the children, Salihin, and the investment. Ibrahim alayhi salam did not leave lots of wealth. What did he leave? What kind of wealth did he leave? How much money did he leave? But I'll tell you, Ibrahim alayhi salam left Ismail wa Ishaq. Nabiyyan min as-Salihin, Anbiya, Imams of the dunya, guidance of everyone. This is the real investment. This is the real thing that we need to look for. And today, we need to learn from this Eid these things. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله. الله أكبر 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 كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله وبحمده بكرة وأصيلا. Before I finish, please take this day to enjoy it, to congratulate each other, to connect with your families, those who you have not connected with, even if those who have done you wrong, those who have done you wrong, those who have done you evil. Connect with them. If they have haqq on you, you try to be the first one to say salam. Don't keep your heart in this day of Eid filled with grudges and evil and all these things. Allow this all to wash out. Increase the takbir, because this today is the ni'mah of Allah, as Allah Ta'ala showed us through Ibrahim and Ismail. And today it reminds us again with the tawheed of Allah Ta'ala. Your parents have died, make dua for them. Give sadaqah on their behalf. Ask Allah to forgive them. And make that also public with your children, so your children also see that you've been doing that, so they can also do that when you die. When your turn comes, they'll also do these things. Inshallah ta'ala. Visit your relatives if you have, and if you don't, then visit your friends, inshallah ta'ala. عباد الله اتقوا الله العظيم حق تقواه راقبوه مراقبة من يعلم ويعتقد بأنه يرى. تزودوا من دنياكم لآخرتكم عملا يحبه ويرضى. اعلموا أنه لا يضر وينفع ويعطي ويمنع ويصل ويقطع ويخفض ويرفع إلا الله. اعلموا أن الله تعالى أمركم بأمر بدأ فيه بنفسه وثنى بملائكة قدسه. قال تعالى ولم يزل قائلا عليما إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين. أعلي يا مولانا كلمة الحق والدين. اللهم من أراد بالإسلام والمسلمين خيرا فوفقه إليه، من أراد بهم غير ذلك فاهده يا ربنا سواء السبيل. في شر الأشرار يا رب العالمين عن هذه الأمة. اللهم ارحم أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم تلطف بأمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Ya Allah, bring the ummah of Rasulullah together, all together ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, heal the ummah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, grant your mercy to the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ya Rabbal Alameen. All of it ya Allah. Ya Allah, grant tawfiq and success to the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ya Allah, on this day, the day of Eid, we plead to you and we ask you ya Rabbal Alameen to bless and give the best of the deen and the dunya to the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ya Allah, and bring us all closer to the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ya Allah, anyone who has needs in the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ya Allah, make things easy for them, ya Rabbal Alameen. Guide all all people يا الله, and bless all people يا رب العالمين. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك يا ربنا سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله والحمد لله. Congratulations, Mubarak, تقبل الله منا ومنكم. May Allah accept from all of you. Eid Mubarak.